corner that are going to hook up to our computers, and I'm really curious about how that is going to affect the things that are evolving around virtual sex as we move closer and closer to the opportunity to actually have virtual sexual experiences. How are people going to be affected by that? I mean, it's great if your spouse is out of town for 6 months. It may be problematic if you're in a primary relationship and you're touching other people while your spouse is in the other room, kind of.
Well, and getting to that topic, one of our tweet questions was, what are your thoughts about apps like Grindr and Ashley Madison? And I'm wondering how the panel sees those applications running. Is everyone familiar with those applications? All right, you don't have to raise your hands, but
I know Ashley Madison because I like to know it, not because I've used it actually, but no, I don't use it because I would just say, look, I kind of want to sleep with that girl over there. So I mean, I'm more upfront, but I don't understand. I mean, a lot of people won't do that, and I've found in my experiences when I'm upfront with girls, it's amazing what girls will allow. Like it's amazing how much they might be on the same page, and like we just like have this boundary and this old school fear about dialoguing around relationships and sexuality that I think is really evolving, and has evolved, and we're scared, but that being so, to me, there's no point to the Ashley Madison website for myself, but and of course I believe honesty is the key to less problems. So as a result of that, I think those people are just going to have more problems. But I still think they should have those sites because the people that are using it are still going to do it. I mean, you don't need Ashley Madison to figure it out, and technology is such where you can, with the cell phones and where you can communicate. I mean, you can get yourself out there. You can put fake images on dating sites. There's so many ways you can con people and kind of create a separate reality now that it's you just got to accept that the technology is there, and people that have done it in the past will always do it and find a way to it, and there's no way to stop it. So it's about that sixth sense. It's about really communicating well so that you know yourself and you know what kind of relationship you want to have, I think. But the future of sex is fascinating because, I mean, in studying my film and understanding what is masturbation and what isn't for the future, like I don't know what masturbation is going to be. Like either everything's masturbation or everything's sex. Because, I mean, the word cyber sex is an easier sell than cyber masturbation. But, is it sex or is it masturbation?
Masturbation is sex. It's on the left-hand side of the dial, and orgies may be on the right-hand side of the dial, but masturbation is a form of sexuality.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, sex, as I think of it, is sort of it takes two to tango kind of thing. So, whereas masturbation, it doesn't necessarily. But if you're having sex with a robot, okay, and it's not a real being, which is going to be possible, by the way, in the future. There's a great book on that, Sex and Love with Robots, I believe. If you're having sex with a robot, is that sex, or is it a really fancy way of masturbating? And if so, how is that going to affect our marital laws in the future? Does she still get half when she finds you with a robot Shira or whatever, And because did you really cheat with someone else? And, I mean, like, truly, I think this is going to affect us on many ways that people haven't even fathomed yet. And I think that's what we need to prepare for.
Well, Gordon, it's cheating if you take your emotions out of the relationship and put them somewhere else against your agreement, then cheating is cheating. It's not what you're cheating with, it's that you've removed yourself from the relationship against your agreement with your partner. So I think it could be cheating.
Amber?
Well, maybe she just answered my question. Nicholas asked me earlier, he said, what do you think about if your lover was masturbating, I guess on like Skype, with someone else masturbating? So they're having some kind of sex act together. Is that cheating? And my value system has always been, if the guy is emotionally involved with someone else, that's cheating. Even if there's no sex, if he is emotionally attached to somebody else, that's cheating. But that bothered me, what he said about the masturbating, on Skype. There's no emotional involvement, probably not, but that really bothered me. So I don't like this whole with the robots and having sex and. I don't know. Am I a hypocrite now? I'm not for it.
Right. How many of you are in favor of robots? No.
So, it's interesting because I shot this awkward thing recently, and I used blow-up dolls, right? And so when I dressed them and I had them on location, and I was thinking to myself that somebody's really actually using this. Like, right. For me, it was a joke, right? We were using it as a funny thing, but this, for somebody, is having a real emotional, physical, spiritual connection with this doll. So, I mean,
it's happening a lot in Japan, actually. Their birth rate has plummeted, and there are a lot of younger people who are the women are choosing not to marry because they have greater economic freedom now, and a lot. The article talked about a greater number of young men are having romantic relationships with dolls, with dolls. And one of them is an online doll. He takes pictures with her. It's only in Japan.
He's trying that at home.
Well, as a clinician, I guess, one of the concerns I have is the potentially addictive nature of a particular situation. And apps like Grindr and Ashley Madison, they are so immediate. There's no, you click on the app and you're looking at the possible choices for sex partners, and most of them are already online, and all you have to do is press one picture and you can chat with them. And again, all the inhibitors that might have stopped someone from having that affair or cheating or lying to their spouse or doing this over and over again, the ones that were like, how do I find the red light district, or how do I hire a prostitute, or how do I ask someone out in a bar, or all that stuff is gone. All of the social inhibitors that would have kept people from anonymous sexual experiences, at least heterosexuals from anonymous sexual experience, they're gone. And so there is a more vulnerable population who is going to be turning to those intense pleasures. I mean, really, those apps are like crack for the people that I work with. They can't walk into a hotel room, they can't go to another city without clicking on that app and seeing. And then at first they're saying, well, I wonder who's around to have sex with. And then they're thinking, oh, I'll chat with it. And then before you know it, they're in that person's room. And it has lots of applications for prostitution as well.
We have a question from the audience, so maybe we can. Can
I just interrupt? Oh, okay. I thought you guys were doing something up there. My name is Ilana, and it's kind of interesting. I'm a clinician, and I work with people trying to really support them in community online. Like, I'm really helping them find a sense of connection and support through online when they're not having difficulty really connecting on the outside world. My husband, on the other hand, works for an app company that works with basically they're preteens that are connecting. And what he found on the site, because he has to do a lot of research about it, is that a lot of these kids are not connecting at home.